You want me to?
Okie dokie. So, welcome, everyone. I'm sounding a little bit croaky. I picked something up. I was over in Arizona for a week, and I missed my flight to Jacksonville this or yesterday afternoon. So I had to bounce around Charlotte and so forth. So somewhere along the line, I got a little bit run down. But hey, we're here. Life is good. So, welcome. As I said, would like to go through some of the basics. And I can't remember his name. There's a football coach here in the US that every single year, whether he has had players on his team for 3 years, 5 years, or 7 or 10 years, he always starts with this. This is a football. This is the pressure. This is da 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 da. All the basics. And for us, the we do some things instinctively, Julie and I, and it's the old saying, teach deliberately what you do instinctively. So when we come in and we have registered someone, I'm going to start with this. Start with this. So let's say you registered a person yesterday and you're putting them on the computer. We have come to the conclusion that registering people via that piece of paper rather than sending them a link is so much more, should we say, efficient, effective, and you can begin to move on. They go home, they have a piece of paper, a link, and it becomes like, oh, I'll look at it when I wake up tomorrow morning. I'll look at it tomorrow night. Or it's like a mañana, mañana, tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. And you lose a lot of time because you have to follow them up, etc. And that's not a fun thing to do. So get the order form, fill them in, have a couple of them with you in your folder. I was over in Arizona and I realized that I had left my order forms at home. But the good thing is, I stayed at a hotel. I went downstairs, went to the website and downloaded the forms and printed 5 copies. Bob's your uncle. So the key here is that we want to get people started correctly and fast. And when we do that, there are certain things that we need to consider. The system that we have through LifeWave, and This Is It team, this is what stands us apart. That's why someone came in and blew the whole thing apart in 9 days. She already had a large MLM team, but she didn't have the support, she didn't have the system, and she had a look at this from a business perspective, and she went, holy mackerel, I need to get at this. And within 2.5 months, she had registered 600 plus people from her old team. But she actually went senior presidential director in 9 days. And they're out there. This is the key. They are out there. We just got to be brave and audacious and get out and talk to them. Why do we have it? Because we want to make it as easy for you as possible. Easy. You don't have to sit down and think. You don't have to create anything yourself. You don't have to. We've been there. We've done that. We spent the dollars, and it's hard yakka, hard work, as we say in Australia. And if we can make life easier for you, then you receive success sooner. But the fact that there's money in your bank account, and when you have success, and you can help your brand partners have some dollars in their bank account. Now they see success, and that is belief. That is belief, that is belief, that is belief. Julie, you put all of this in so you can jump in here. We play tag on.
Okay. Well, if you just want to go back to the other slide for a second, I just want to say, like, we have this amazing system. We talk about it all the time, but we have been in other network marketing groups before, right? But We were lucky enough. We were in Amway years ago, and they've been around like 50, 60 years. So they had a bulletproof system, and they have an education system next to them. So like it was all intertwined. So we never looked outside for a system or anything like that. So we are so lucky in LifeWave that we've actually got this one. So that I was just Googling something the other day with John Maxwell, you know, the speaker, and he was talking about the Network 21 system, which is part of the Amway system, which I found really interesting. That John Maxwell was talking about how good it is to have a system in an MLM. So it's so exciting that we have this. So next slide, Canute.
Oops. Wrong teacher. Here we go.
So the question is, we wanted to just run through the startup, what we know and what we are getting from the This Is It team as well, and that's how they get the ball rolling. So ask yourself this question when we've been registering people, like we get them on the paper or however they call up and you fill it out and put it on the computer. How do they know that we have a system? How does that person know that we're part of a great team? Okay, team environment, and that getting, you know, it's possible to get the patches paid for. Do we talk to them at that time, or do we just go, great, you just want to get the patches, right? Oh, and then we call them up in 3 days, 5 days. Oh, how are you? Oh, do you want to get your patches paid for? Or do we just wait when we invite them to a Zoom, or what do we do? So what they do in This Is It team, they basically set it up at the very start. So they edify their team first. So literally, when you're filling out the form, you're like, well, you know, we love our team. We have a great team. Like it's so much fun. Like we getting our patches paid for, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So you could even when you're signing up now, you just say, hey, I'll just use me as an example, right? So I'll say, hey, you know, I'd really love for you to meet the people that I'm working with. They're really cool. And our upline or our business partner or whatever you want to say about it really likes to welcome people to our team. So, you know, normally we just get on a 15-minute Zoom or a three-way call just so she can meet you with me and we can just say hi and make sure that, you know, you're going well with the patches and stuff like that. So it's sort of just starting edifying your team so they know that it's bigger than just you. Right. So, like, if I'm at the tennis court and I'm like patching people and all they know is me as a tennis player. If that makes sense, right? Julie's always been the one that turns up and is competitive. But how do they know who's behind me in the team, right? Unless I say something. So that's what This Is It do really, really well. So, you know, we're going to foster a great vision and a positive team environment, and then people want to be part of it. So, you could say something like, I'm working with a super motivated team of people who care about each other and help us to feel better and get better or make money, you know, depending on the person that you're talking to. Um, and then what I would say is the best thing to do within 24 to 48, 72 hours is to book a 15-minute three-way call, or probably wouldn't even be 15 minutes on a call, but book a call with your upline and you and the person, just so that we can welcome them. And I'll go through what we say in a little bit, but I'm just going through 24, oh, well, Canute says 48, but yeah, 24, 48, 72 hours. So here's a caveat as well. If you have or sleeves of X39, you want to get people patching straight away. As soon as they sign up, give them the patches because that's how you get a result quickly. And people change their mind. I've had people come in, they tell me 3 different things in 3 weeks, and it's all good. It's just building, right? So by having extra sleeves on hand, you've always got them available. I would say if you want to do that and you want to move on with this, have them there. So we came in at premium when we joined. Other people upgrade to premium, so that you've got extra patches, right, on hand. That's the main thing. So you can get them started. So then this call with your upline, and your new person really makes a big difference because they've been patching, they have some experience, and they're happy to talk about it. And then we can just find out what they need and what they want. Um, yeah. So, Canute, did you want to say anything?
Yeah, I think this whole process here, it's let's just be laser focused on what we want as an outcome. If we don't have a plan in place, it's what's the old fail to plan, plan to fail. So the steps that we are laying out here, as someone said to me the other day, and I hadn't heard the expression before, so I chuckled. Are you picking up what I'm laying down? As in allowing people to get the patches as soon as possible. Now, if you're running into bank holidays, public holidays, it won't take 3 or 5 days. Sometimes it will take a week and a half. But if you're now in a position to give them the patches there and then, you know that they can stick a patch on the back of their neck. If you're seeing them in the morning on the weekend, do it there and then. Open up the first sleeve, stick the patch on the back of their neck. Or say if it's on a Sunday night, I'm not going to stick an extra nine on the back of your neck right now, but I'm going to text you tomorrow morning and I'm going to remind you to put the patch on. It's an investment in you. And we want to help you have the best result possible. When we
So
then
that tech, oh, sorry, Canute.
carry on.
No, sorry, you go. You've got it.
And the notion here is that meeting the team that you're working with, it also comes back to the fact that sometimes you are not going to be available during the daytime. And someone has a question, well, they can always reach out to whomever they're working with, like I said, Julia or I, or Louise or Tammy, the team that is above, and go, hey, I have this question. No problem. Here's the link. Here's the video. Because that is what the team does. We look after each other. Let me see.
I always do and I'm sure a number of you do. I always text people when they first get their patches, because people forget to put them on. And I set it up at the front to make sure that they understand that I am their coach. I am going to contact them a number of times to see how they're going because this technology is so different. Right. So just expect me to be, I'll be texting you tomorrow. I'll be texting you later in the week just to see how you're doing. Because I tell you, if I don't do that and then I get back to them in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they're like, oh, I forgot to wear them. Things like that. So it's just, but I always set up and say, I'm going to be your coach. So just expect me to be in contact with you. So I think that's really important. Um,
And
and
most
yeah, and
people
then
when
they
they
get used to it. They get used to it that I'm contacting them about the patches.
yeah, and most people understand that this is. And I always sometimes put it in there, and I go, hey, this is not meant to be pushy. You have invested some dollars in yourself. I would like for you to have the best result possible. So I am here to help you, guide you. We in say conjunction with Tammy. So if you have any questions, I know Tammy's on tennis court all hours of the day. If you have any questions, by all means reach out. And that is really, really, really the message here. We are here to help. All right. Julie.
Hold on, I have a dog emergency. One moment.
Okay, I'll do it. That's fine. So edification basically means to build up your team members, whether that is the people above you or below you. And when we're talking edification, it's not what we say in Australia, not blowing smoke out your backside. It is, hey, I'm working with a really dynamic team, and they know what they're doing. They have lots of experience in this. They have lots of knowledge. and they just love to meet you and see how they can help you and add value to you. There's a two-way street with this thing as an edification. Edification is also one is that you edify your upline, the person who introduced you, but when that upline comes on, they will also edify you. And the reason for that is most people who have known you for more than 3 months, they kind of go, well, what is he up to now? What's she up to now? And as uplines, we can lead or lend credence to who you are, what you're doing, because your new person do not know that you're building a team. They have no idea. So the fact that you're upline, it's very difficult for yourself to beat your own chest and go, yes, I'm building out a big team. Your upline can do that because they don't know your upline from a bar of soap, typically. So the whole power here is that there's a book called An Out-of-Town Expert with a Briefcase. If you want to go and get it from Amazon, it's by a guy called Doug Weed, I believe. Out-of-town expert with a briefcase. And that is just the person who sits quietly and then have 3 or 5 minutes, lends a lot of credence to what you're talking about, and then can move on. The 15-minute welcome, we said that before, it's crucial. Because if we don't have that connection with them, and we can say congratulations on your first order, on your second order, your third order. And this is where I'm speaking to you guys as business owners. How do you know? How do you follow up with people when they have been on the patches for a month or 2 weeks? How do you do that? And this is not being pushy. I've stressed this, I stress this, I stress this. This has nothing to do with being pushy because I set it up at the front. I would like for you to have the best results possible. And if they still say having a problem with the knee, not a problem. I'll send you an anti-inflammatory patch, a couple of them, see how that goes with you. So I'm always there to add value. Julie?
Yeah, so in terms of this welcome 15-minute talk, right? So what would we say to them? I mean, when your upline comes on, we're looking to see what they hope to gain out of the patches. So get it this way. You've had a conversation with them. I tell you, when someone else comes on, you get another story as well. That happens a lot. So people are, oh, I'm important. This is important, right? They're feeling important. So I might ask something like, what questions do you have about stem cell activation? What are you expecting? Just really simple. And are you interested in covering the cost of your patches or are just being a consumer? Oh, at the moment, I want to, get an experience and I want to just, cover consumer or whatever. Then we're just going to show them how to order on the back office. A lot of people complain about the website. I think wouldn't matter what the website was like, but at least we can get into their back office and show them where it is and how they can order. And then one of the really good things is, we have this upgrade option and it's pretty big when you're going for the trips to know about these things because you get points for them, but you also get paid for them. So LifeWave have an option for every brand partner when they come in to upgrade their packs, right? Core to advanced to premium. So they get a free sleeve in that process. So they save $100 or so, right? So it's quite a nice thing. So I'm saying that in this call, we should be able to say to them, hey, we have this, and before you order your next pack, I have a great offer for you that LifeWave give you a free sleeve. So please let me know if you're going to order, and you can take advantage of that if you like. Okay, something like that, just so that you get something out early on before people pull the trigger, right? And then, yeah, I mean, it is available. It's available till you use it. However, it's a nice little retention tool for people when they first come in because you want them to stay on the patches we want them for like 6 months. I was talking to another brand partner the other day and she says to them, you need to be on this for 6 months. at the start. So we're just doing this, but we're also just bringing in that there's a team and we're here to help. Um, yeah, and Canute just said about the communication that you're the coach and that you'll be in touch over the few times over the next month or so. And then just make sure you're noticing an improvement. And then the X39 tracking form, we send that off in an email to them once and the welcome letter, sorry, within about 48 hours. So then they've got a document in which they can identify what's improving. And that's pretty cool. And I just get in there and if I'm talking to them in 2, 3 weeks and I've called them for 5 minutes and they're like, oh, this is really good. I'll say, hey, there is an offer open to you for your next order. So if you would like to take advantage of that, you can get a free sleeve. And I have a number of people come back to me and text me and go, oh, I want to take that up. I text people, I say, hey, for your next order, I can get you a free sleeve. Let me know if you would like to take advantage of it. And they're like, oh, that's fantastic. Thank you. So it's pretty easy, but you just got to be deliberate. So, Canute.
Where are we? Okay, let's flip over here. I'm a little bit 607, said the guy. The guys.
So we just kind of we've
Yeah.
covered that.
Yeah.
So
Okay, we've been through that. Actually, this is also for you because that last line there showed them how to navigate their back office. So you guys are managers or above, right? But are you actually looking at this as a business for yourself? Are you? And if you're not, you're missing out on things. And I don't know whether you can see this, but I'm going to share this. Stop the share. I'm going to share it again. My camera is off for one reason or another. Share. Here we go. So you should be able to see what's on my screen. Share, here we go. So this is one of our brand partners. And this is a daily or at least a weekly operational task for you guys to do. And that is to go into the back office. And I wish they had one single location where you had to do this. You guys don't necessarily have a lot of front lines or personally registered people, right?
well, relatively, yeah.
Yes. So what we do is that we started on Monday morning when the company resets the computer and new bonus or cycle bonus period starts. We come in here and we look at all our front lines. And we look for down here at the bottom, there's 4 very important keys. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. Active key, which comes from this line up here. And you can see that these guys are not active at the moment because they're having some challenges with health or whatever. That's understandable, okay? But the key here is, are they active this period? I don't need to do anything. Are they the orange triangle? They're active this period, meaning they're active this week. But it would be nice to reach out to them and say, hey, if you don't want to lose your points, for example, I'm just seeing if you want to take advantage of the offer that we have, where you can get a free sleeve of whatever Eon or glutathione.
39, yeah.
We can help them upgrade to that. If they are gone red on the triangle, that means that at the end of this week, they're going to drop off, keeping their points. Now we have someone who has got 618,000 points sitting there. So she doesn't want to lose those points. Now she's on order ship, so that's really not an issue, but I still keep an eye on it. So when it says by the end of current period, that means at the end of this week. So Sunday, midnight, Central Time. And it's just something for yourself to keep track of. As you grow out this business, and hear me well, the structure to go senior director is quite simply having two directors, and they can both be in the same leg, and have a manager in the other one. You're now in a position to earn up to $2,500 per week. No, sorry, 3,500. My bad. If you lose one of those directors, they go inactive, or you lose the manager on the other side, the maximum you can now earn is $100. So if you're in this for yourself and you're wanting to know that, yes, I can set up an income stream for me, which one is bigger, up to 3,500 or max 100?
Right.
I don't think that's a difficult question. So that comes back to a little bit of business management on your behalf. Just have a look at it and go, okay, what's happening this week?
So can you show them where to find that on the personal? Is that
Yes, I
this
can.
just oh, they don't have any on this one though, do they?
Okay, so we have here.
Well, you can just show them where to
Can you slow down,
add.
please? So I pulled up someone here, and this, let's say, you see here, they're sponsored by us. And I basically I go to the binary viewer and I click on view profile. If I go down to the bottom, it says here whether they're active or not, and the keys.
So if you have more downlines, there is one other way to do it. Can you just go up?
Okay.
I'll just show them the tab. So if you go to organization and personally enrolled team, right? These people don't actually have anybody. Personally enrolled team. So if you have you've sponsored a few people, they'll come up there. So you can literally just click on the little postcard on the left that you can't see. It's actually quicker. But you can see if they're active or not, or if they're coming out of active. I had a lady today, I messaged her basically saying that she was coming out. She is not active at this point. She told me when she signed up that she would probably be sharing. So she's had a couple of experiences in this month. She's only been on them for 31 days. So I just said, I'm just touching base. Oh, hey there, just touching base. You've been on X39 for 31 days now, so your account will go inactive tomorrow. Bracket, meaning your points will be flushed and you won't be able to use them in the future. And I put the number of points. These points are used for receiving cycle bonuses with some dollars I put next to it. Basically, if you keep your account active, your points accumulate. And if you want to share them, you reap the dollars back by how many points you have. So anyhow, she came back to me about 20 minutes later and said, oh, I need to purchase something. Yes. And I said, yeah, well, I've sent her some samples. So she said, okay, I'll get a sample sleeve. Thanks for letting me know. Right. So, it's pretty easy. And if, people come back and they're not interested, well, they're not interested. But I look at it like, oh, if people are missing out on something, they generally want to know a little bit more.
Okay. Any questions on any of that? No? Clear as mud? You're good?
I think it's pretty,
Well,
just,
we've done it for a while, so
yeah.
sometimes there are the questions that keep coming in. So, all right. So the next step then in this overall thing is we would like to take them through the back office if they would like to have the cost of the patches covered. How do they introduce people on the left side? How do they introduce people on the right side? And I think you're all familiar with how to do that, but it's a deliberate step that you have to show them, and you can help them with the first one, help them with the second one. That's why we do it. But the first brand partner always goes into the shared leg. I had a question on this the other day. The first brand partner always, always, always goes into the shared leg.
Why?
You answer me. Okay, why? Everybody, why?
Who's going to pipe up?
Anyone?
It's supposed to be on the outside. I thought it was always built on the outside. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's say we introduced you, Louise.
Okay.
and you introduce Bell. You're
Okay.
just new in the game, and you introduce Bell. And we always say introduce that first person in the outside team, the shared team, right? But there's a reason for that. Why is that?
I don't know. Will you tell us?
Julie? Julie?
Well, oh,
Shared leg.
Julie Anderson or Julie me?
Darling, Julie. Okay, come on. Spit it out. JD.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were talking to Julie. So here's the thing. When people first come into this business, they don't know anything. Even if they've been in another network marketing team, they really don't know much. So we don't know if they're going to go crazy and do 2020, straight away. So by putting the first person in the shared leg, that person then gets to see a leg being built around them. So, like Louise puts Belle in a shared leg, and then we put someone in, Tammy puts someone in, while Belle's just getting her, oh, what is it? Oh, I got another friend now. But we don't know if Belle's going to do that, right? So the first one always goes in the shared leg. If we put them in the outside leg first, or sorry, the personal leg inside. So if we did that, that person is what we call an orphan because there's nobody else building the leg. Is it going to grow? We don't know because the person that's just put them in is just like new. So,
Let's say, Louise, that you came in 2 days ago, and today you wanted to introduce Bell. And okay, fantastic. But you, for one reason or another, decided to put Bell in the inside team, your personal team. Bell is not going to see any benefits of being in a team until you personally put someone else in there.
a lot of people in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no one else is going to put anyone else in there other than you, if that makes sense. So as you learn the ropes there, you go manager, then director, and so forth. Now we run the 2020 system, and we flip-flop. One in the outside team, two on the inside, the fourth one on the outside again. That makes sense?
Yeah. I'm a visual learner. Is there any way you could show us what the shared leg looks like on an actual diet on the actual organization?
Yeah. You just had it up
And I
there with
probably
Sarah.
know, but now,
Yeah, that's fine. No, good point. So can you just pull up Ackermans again?
Yeah, so I can
Yes,
see, I
ma'am.
know outside, but now shared, I might have had a senior moment.
Nice.
No, that's all right. No, it's important. We had a question and I was like, oh, okay, we need to show it. Because what we do instinctively,
Yeah.
So when you go to the binary, you'll be able to see it.
So if you look at this, you can see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you see here, there's absolutely no activity on the left here. That means that this is their personal team. And what's happening on the right-hand side here
They've got 80 people below them.
Is the shared team. So if Anton and Sarah was to start introducing someone, the first one should go down the bottom of the right leg. Because that's the shared team, right? That makes sense? Everybody?
Say that again. Would you do that again? Okay. I see the personal leg on the left. Don't put anyone on the outside left. Put them on the activity side.
So when you are personally introducing someone, you, Louise, it always goes in the first one goes always in the outside shared team, in this case on the right-hand side.
Okay.
The first one.
Okay.
The second one and the third one should go on the inside team. Over here.
So that means that they're starting to build. Some people just introduce one person and don't do anything, right? After that. So
but you want to run the 2020 system. One on the outside, two on the inside. The fourth one goes on the outside. Where do you think number 5 goes?
Inside.
The fifth one goes on the outside. And then you put 2 on the inside again. And you put the 8th one on the outside. Unless they are close families and relatives or whatever, there are some exceptions to this. But that is a reason. I mean, you don't want people across 2 different teams that have the same family, same friends and everything else.
So
okay,
this is fine. Yeah,
can
go
I
for
ask
it.
a question?
Yeah.
Okay. So, of course, I know the shared and I know the personal, but it's always been built on the outside. So, looking at this, I always put them on the outside in the shared leg too.
Yeah.
Should some of them go the shared leg on the inside?
No.
Is the inside the one to the left in the shared leg?
Okay, so in this case, the personal team for Anton and Sarah would be on the left.
Correct.
So let's say Charlie and Chris and someone else know each other and they say, yeah, all right, we want to run with this. You already have put a person in here. Charlie, Chris, whatever, what's not. You put them in on the left-hand side. That is what I call the inside leg, inside team.
Oh, so you call that inside? Because I thought it had to do with the
Inside personal.
No, like I just called it personal and shared.
Yeah, so that's the personal team. You can use personal, but if you look at it from a structure perspective, the in this case the right team. So if I go,
so this one here, well, I think what's confusing there is that there was a manager there, a manager below them, because they've got.
Don't confuse it.
Well,
no, you see here everybody has been building out on the right-hand side, which means that it's a shared team. Nobody has started anything on the inside or on the left team.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go up one level, I'm sure we're going to find someone who's put people in.
Well, we had it up there, but that was Leanne, I think. Oh, no, there's one coming. There's one coming.
I didn't see no manager.
Oh, no, it's because you're on that. Yeah. So anyway, I think this was Leanne. That was a manager on there.
Darling.
So you could see they've built that out.
Yes. So what this means is that people here haven't renewed their account. There we go. So if I go to this one, you can see that she has built out on the inside. She has a number of people there, and all the team has continued building on the right-hand side.
Mm-hmm.
So we can take separate conversations on this, but the whole idea is that we try to show the new person that something is happening underneath them by people will be adding brand partners underneath them, so they get to see that the team is growing.
Oh, and I mean, it's really powerful when you start really looking into it, because I've had the experience before, so I knew that when I came in here. But if you have someone excited, you want to put a couple more people down under them, because that's the first thing you could say. Oh, look, there's more people in the team, and people are like, oh wow, that's amazing. That means that I can get some more money out of, with the points. So that's there's a whole system around that as well.
So moving on, I'm going to wrap up with the slides. But for this to work for you guys, and you want to replace some income, you want to have some extra income, you want to go on the trips, you got to adopt a focused 2020 mindset. And that's a 90-day cycle. It is not 2020 in 365 days. Yeah, well, yes, you can do it. But that is like sticking sports tape to a very hairy leg and try to rip it off in one go. That ain't no fun. I hope my picture made sense.
Mm-hmm.
So the what are you going to do on a daily basis? What can you do? It doesn't necessarily have to be on a daily basis, but consistency is the key. So if you can go out and you can think to yourself, okay, I was so dog bone tired yesterday at the airport, but I still had to open my trap. And it still turns out to be the guy who's driving the vehicle is studying PT, physiotherapy. I said, so, okay, so you're looking to open your own practice in 5 or 10 years' time? He goes, yeah, well, I want to do what my friends do. I said, what do your friends do? He goes, oh, they have restaurants and they do this and they do that. I said, okay, interesting. So have you heard of recurring income? He goes, no, what's that? I said, do you see that condo set up on the other side of the road there? He goes, yeah. Well, imagine that you own all of that and it was all fully paid off. And every single tenant paid their rent. And what came out of that was pretty much your income for the month. He goes, oh, I'd like some of that. And that's how simple it was. Name and number. Yes, he was almost falling over himself. The funny thing is, when I asked his name, and it's an unusual name, so I said, oh, so where's that from? He goes, oh, he's from Morocco. And Steve and Gina taught us this, refreshed us on this. I just felt straight. I so want to go to Marrakesh and I so want to see Casablanca. He goes, yeah, they're beautiful places. So there was immediately a connection point. It was immediately a connection point of some sort. So you expect success and start off with you might only get 1 in 10. But that's why we're running the Zooms on a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. Invite people to come along. If they can't make it, well, then we'll set up our own Zooms and we'll run it for them with you. Get yourself the presentation, get used to running it. You should be able to run that presentation in 15 to 25 minutes flat.
And we do have a recorded Zoom of 10 minutes that is available that you can send to people that just, can't get on the Zoom. There's 10 minutes. It's an ESPD doing it, Brooke Robinson, and Steve and Gina do a 15-minute one. So we have a link to that. That's a great little side option for people that you can't seem to, they're always busy at 8 p.m. on a weeknight or whatever. So
the whole key here, it really is just how many people can you plow through as quickly as possible?
Right. And
some people will, some people won't. Somewhere.
Yeah.
Some will.
I have a few. I've been just really working the opportunity side, and I think Julie was saying the other day, Julie Anderson, you've started to do that, and you see a big difference already. And I think Louise as well has mentioned, but it's okay if people don't come back to me because I got other people in the hopper. I'm looking for the people that want something, and they come back to me. I still have these people from Vegas. I mean, I can't believe it, but I offered the opportunity, and they're coming back to me, and they've got some sample patches now. And we've done a Zoom, and so it's pretty cool. Just one other thing I wanted to ask: when you get the question about, I just want to try one sleeve. Does somebody want to share what they say about that? Do you want if someone says, I just want to have one sleeve. So Stina, did you want to share something?
Sure. Well, I say, first of all, the company recommends that you stay on as many decades as you lived. Most of my friends are in the 50s and 60s. So I say, well, so that would be 5 or 6 months. 6 months, I think, is minimum. You might feel a big difference after 1 month, after 24 hours, but to really regenerate and rejuvenate, you probably have to stay on it consistently for 6 months.
Awesome.
Yep.
Just
Louise, you were waving your hand in there.
Oh, I tell them, we spend 24 hours a day getting older. So some people, they get immediate benefit, but most of us, it takes a little while. So I would recommend, and the company recommends too, that we at least do 3 months of consistent use, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. And besides, it's less money when you buy 3 sleeves opposed to just 1 sleeve. So you're saving money.
Because one sleeve's 150, right? No conditions. So yeah.
Oh, you save on postage as well and courier and whatever, what's not. Did you have a question as well, Louise? I saw you waving your hand right there.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Could I get a copy of that 10-minute Zoom and 15-minute Zoom so I can study it?
Yeah, it's on the this
That's
is
fine.
it.
We'll send the link out to everyone on this call. That's fine. We can do that.
Okay.
All right.
Tim, I saw you chuckling there, sir. 24 hours getting older.
Oh, it's a good line. Good line. Well, I want to share a fun thing. I went to Cancun to get my.
Hold one second, Jules. Hold 1 second. Tim, you were saying.
Well, I said that was a very good line. 24 getting older.
Yeah.
And getting younger.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Louise. That's brilliant.
I say it all the time because it's true. I'm not getting any younger.
It's true.
So.
That's a reality check if you ever heard it.
So just make sure you've got your photos ready, because you take a photo when you first started the patches to 6 months, and you can show that to people. That's another game changer as well, because they know you, and you look younger. So
around my lips, I noticed, when you wear lipstick, I wear lipstick all the time. There's a thing called feathering, and women who are 60 plus, they have wrinkles here. And so I don't have bleeding around my lips where the lipstick bleeds into the creases anymore.
All right. That is yes.
That is a big deal. I don't know if you've seen a senior woman and she's got lines with lipstick going on.
Correct.
That's not a good look.
Oh, my mother hated that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Fair point. Fair point.
Things.
Yeah.
So I went to Cancun, and I went and got some dental work done, because you can in Cancun. So I'm in the chair, and the woman's like, "Oh, don't you have any sensitivity?" And I'm like, "No." "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "No, there's no sensitivity." But I distinctly remember before I was on the patches, when I went back to Australia, I actually went to get a crown there because, again, it was cheaper than here. But I remember they couldn't put it on because I was too sensitive. So now it's like I'm at the dentist going, "Bring it on. Come on. What else do I need?" It was something else. So that I've had the patches, it's 3 years. I've just 3 years in February. I've been wearing them day in, day out, the X39. I was like, thank you, God.
No, thank you, David. Thank you, David.
Oh.
So unless there are any questions, we're coming up to the hour. Questions, throw them at us. Now's the time, guys. It's an open mic. You're thinking.
So Julie spoke to her doctor, and she got an interested doctor today, was it, or yesterday? She got an interested doctor in Miami, in Gold Coast, Australia.
Gold Coast.
Yeah. When you said Miami, I was like,
Yeah. Yeah, but she's a progressive doctor, young doctor, and I've seen her for. She's been prescribing cannabis oil with THC for my spinal injury. Well, the CBD dealt with the nerve pain in my lower back, but it didn't help with the bursitis or the arthritis or the bunion on my toe. So I explained to her that the patch dealt with the bursitis, the arthritis, and the bunion, but after about 2.5 weeks, it also eased the pain of the nerve pain in my lower back. So she's very interested. I left as much information as I could for her, and she offered me her email address. So I will definitely follow up with her.
So like what Julie did, she just asked her, what have you heard about stem cells, right?
Yes, yes,
And that's
yes.
how you started it. What a
Yes,
cool
and she
idea.
hadn't heard much. She said, "Oh, it's early days. They're just learning about it." Though I did have a fellow here or she said, "But I did have a fellow here the other day asking if he could have some stem cell treatment for his knee." So that was an opening for me to let her know about the patches.
Fantastic.
And she's a progressive doctor, so she's introduced the cannabis oil with THC on the Gold Coast, one of the first. So I said to her, perhaps you might like to introduce this into your practice, or you might like to use it for your family and friends.
Here's a line for practitioners as well.
Great, share it
As
with
a
me.
practitioner, if you choose to, inverted commas, prescribe this, remember this, everybody. When the doors are shut and the lights are off, your
Yes,
office is not
not any
making
money.
any money.
Yep.
And with these patches, you can increase the revenue in your practice by 20 to 40% conservatively without increasing your expense level. So that's always something that is very, very important for people as well.
Yes, yes.
Stina, then Louise.
So just want to add on that because we have a couple of doctors in one of our legs, and they are online as well. So if you're looking around, people that are online are pretty good as well. So they're having a lot of success with the patches because they have a lot of people. And then when they're online, they don't mind doing the presentation. So they'll do the presentation. I've had a few of them coming back because a few have been introduced through these other doctors that we found. And they're like, oh, I'll just do that. I'm good. Zoom ready to go. So, as you go along and you meet them, and the way to meet them, I was talking to Julie about this lady was her doctor, right? Whereas I
Yes.
met these others at an event. If you can meet them through someone, it's much easier than just walking in and saying, hey, would you like this? Because you're selling per se.
Yes.
But if you can get an intro somewhere along the line, I mean, looking at Tim, you probably meet him through your events and that maybe accidentally, like with their kids or something, but I don't know, but it's network events, things like that. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't take stands at networking events. Get yourself a ticket and walk to tables.
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
hell
All
yeah.
right.
You just
Okay.
ask them, are you
Okay.
offering any stem cell technology services? And they go,
Fabulous.
yeah. And then you write on a card when you walk away. You don't say anything else.
Don't have to give away
Thank you.
the package.
Nope.
I-
Yeah. Louise.
I'm still not 100% clear on this because I know I've had social media ads and I've been caught. I know that we're not supposed to say stem cell rejuvenation, not supposed to mention things like arthritis. But on the presentation, that we, the Zoom presentation, it does have the word stem cells. So that's okay. We can use the presentation with the word stem cells. And if we're talking to people, we can say stem cells, just not on social media.
As long as it's not in public, as in everybody can comment. That's why we have passwords on these things. That's if you're posting something on Facebook, you're posting it to your private friends. You don't make it public for the world because LifeWeb will ding you.
So I'm just going to text you something, Louise, to give an example.
Okay. Well, Stina, I'm conscious of time. Stina, you were waving your hand as well.
No, I was just curious where you put the patches for your arthritis and so on. When she got better. Is that Julie in Australia? What's her name?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Well, where did you put them when?
On my neck. Uh-huh.
On your
on my
neck. You didn't put them straight on your back.
Yeah, on my back. Yeah, where the lump is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I didn't, and I wasn't aware of Aeon for a long time. I didn't.
Right.
do enough research. So it was just the X39, but that with bursitis, it acts very quickly. I was a one-patch wonder. Within hours, because my arm was locked up for about 3 months, so I couldn't move it. But within an hour, I just said to my lovely husband, look, I can move my arm. And then it was about 2.5 weeks later, I realised I didn't need to take my cannabis oil before bed at night because the X39 eased that pain for me.
Fantastic. The thing is about one of the things that Steve says, and I have to, here's a disclaimer, everybody. I know I'm in America. Okay, so I know I'm in America. But the fact is that my Band-Aid box, I had to open up another one. I cut my finger the other day. It actually has a dang user manual inside the Band-Aid box for how to use Band-Aids. I mean, come on now. So when it comes to the X39, and Steve is saying this now as well, is that if you have a problem with your shoulder, stick the X39 on your shoulder. If you have a problem with your knee, stick the X39 on your knee. Don't flip and worry about underneath the belly button, on top of the neck or whatever. Stick it where it hurts.
Yes, I also do that. If I've forgotten to place a fresh one on, I will place the X39 on my L4, L5, where that's chronic, horrible pain. Used to be. So since August, I am now drug-free and pain-free after being on morphine patches, opioids, essential oils, acupuncture, Bowen treatment. I tried everything that's available. So
and what does the doctor say when you go back to that?
Oh, she was a little bit surprised.
Okay, you should just say
I said that, I did.
Yeah,
I did. I said that to her. I'm now pain-free, drug-free. I said that to her yesterday.
Perfect.
Fantastic. All right.
One day I will video my testimony one day.
Fantastic. Okay, we're just coming up to the hour. Any last questions, Tim?
Well, I have many prospects. What is the best way, and this is probably an elementary question, what is the best way to get them signed up? I'm having a little
I get that.
brain fog with, all right, somebody wants to do 1 month. They want to try one sleeve. All right, that's great. Where do I manually, is it best if I manually take them through the order? Or what do you do?
2 options. I would say the best results you're going to get after 3 months. Remember, 90% of your body is non-sensitory.
No, I know all that. I know all that.
No, that's the reason I'm saying this, is that 90% of your body is non-sensitory. Thus, you might be a one-patch wonder, and it takes away the pain and whatever, what's not. But there could be other things in your body that is important for your stem cells to actually start working on. If they completely refuse all of that, I would sign them up. What would you say? A preferred customer?
Well,
or just a starter package, $25?
Well, I mean, you could do that, but you can.
I found if I do that, it's more difficult to get them up to the core or the advance.
Yeah.
They're happy just to place a order.
I actually
it's
just
work
read
to
that
do that.
on This Is It team. Actually, they said the same thing on there. Someone else said, "Oh, that $25, you can't move people up because
it's difficult to lift them up from there, even though there's a free patch, and that's difficult to almost explain that you get 2 for 1.
If you can't, it's $150 for 1 month. That's the retail price. You get $50 profit for your work, right? So you don't get anything for $25 and putting them in this $25 starter for your work. So it's it's your business. If you can do a preferred customer, but they've got to go on auto ship. So if they refuse to go on auto ship, it's $150, right? It's or 100. You know what? I like it because I say $150, and then I go, but you'll get 3 for $295. And most people go, well, that's more appealing. Yeah. But I always give
Mm.
them the harder option, and you have to be strong, like, because
Yeah.
you have to muck around to stop the auto ship and all this. Trust me, I've been in this for 3 years. I've done it. I don't do it anymore because it's
Mm.
just time wasting.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
looking for people that want to just come in and go, okay, I'll try it. But
Mm.
definitely, we used to do it with the silver. I used to say, oh, it's $450, right? And people would be like, and have a silence. And then
Mm.
I'd say, but I can get you a pack for $2.99. I never got one person. I never got one person that ever
Ah.
said no. They
That's
all
great.
went for the $2.99 silver. So it's
Yeah.
the same thing, the
Yeah.
core. It's
Yeah.
$2.95.
Mm.
But yeah, you just give them
And-
the retail price first and then go, well, and then I have this option.
yeah. Well,
I
in
mean-
Australia, it's a little bit more expensive
Right.
due to the bad value of our dollar.
Yeah.
So if someone purchased here a sleeve, which is $99.95 American, after shipping and our
70.
change of currency, it's actually $180 a month.
Right.
Just
So,
in case you're dealing with someone in Australia, and people do balk at that.
yeah,
But yeah, what's the price of your health?
right.
Well, again,
Well,
I
you've
can
got to go to
help you
people
cover
that-
the cost of the patches.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah. So anyhow, but Tim, you can just learn through it, right? So if you're going to put them on preferred customer, just say that's an auto ship. Or
Mm.
because we do recommend, one for every decade, one sleeve for every decade. So if I do that, and then they can stop the auto ship if they want to, like but at least they're on it. So
Mm.
Or
Mm.
Tim, invite them to come on the Zooms. And so
Yeah.
basically play the card that says, I don't know enough about this. Come on and ask the
Mm.
people that
Mm.
actually run in the
That's
Zoom.
why,
Mm.
because they don't know. So
Oh, sorry. To physically sign them up,
Uh-huh.
you normally take them step by step. They're on their website where you establish all that, or what do you do?
I give them a piece of paper. I literally give them the order form, or if I'm speaking to them on the phone, I say, I have all your details. Yeah, I just need your credit card details, and I put you in. Because the website is horrible, pardon my French. It's horrible. They end up in all sorts of strife and everything, and it's complicated. What do I choose here? Next 39 and next, what is all of this? No. Take the order form. You can go to activatestemcells.com/order form.
I'll text it to you. So are you talking, Tim, that you're sitting with them or something? You're with them?
Well, no, I could be, but most of them, like I have a parent of an athlete I train, and they're ready to roll with this. Okay, what do I do?
Order
Do
form.
Do you see them?
I'd just say, I'd text them or whatever and just say, hey, what's a good time to call you to talk about these patches?
Hang on. I
Something
heard
like that.
Tim's
then-
question. Tim's question. Send them the order form, a PDF file. Ask them to print it out and fill it out.
Great.
Then ask them to take a snapshot on their phone and send you that picture.
Okay.
You have all the information you need. You have the date of birth. You have everything else. You have the credit card number. Put them in.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
If you see, I find, Tim, if am dealing with them personally, I try to have an order form on me in my handbag. Even if it's all crinkled up or whatever, I have it in my handbag. And it gives them a little bit more confidence, and me, and they complete it, and they know me well enough, or maybe not very well, but they trust me with their credit card details, and I just let them know that I'm going to, shred that document once it's completed.
Perfect. Good question, Tim. Good question.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
Tim. Yeah, yeah.
All right. It's 7 past. Unless there's a
Okay.
last question, I shall love you and leave you. I shall go and sleep really well tonight.
You're both very tired.
All
All
right.
right. Thank you all. It's Good to
Okay.
see you
Thank
again.
you. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
All
Bye,
right.
Louise.
Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.